Hey guys, it has been so long since I have actually popped in on one of these videos and showed my face, honestly because I don't get ready all that often, but I definitely wanted to for this video because I'm really excited about this collab. It is a collab with Jennifer over at Cook, Clean, and Repeat and Missy over at The Welder's Wife. I'm sure that many of you guys are already subscribed to these amazing ladies. I know that I watch their channels religiously. I just love both of their personalities and the content that they put out, but if you don't know who I'm talking about, I will have a link to both of their channels in my description box, so definitely go and check them out. They both make what's for dinner videos, so after you are done watching this one, be sure to go and watch theirs. I know that I'm looking forward to their videos, but let's go ahead and jump into my week of dinners. Welcome back to another week of what's for dinner. I didn't have to cook tonight. These are just leftovers from Boston's party yesterday. So I have a bowl of chili with a little bit of cheese and some saltine crackers. And these are those veggies left over from that veggie tray. So I have some broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower with some of this Marzetti ranch dip. This stuff is so good. But that is our dinner for Monday night. We are having breakfast for dinner tonight. So for a side, we're going to be doing some roasted potatoes. So all I've done is dice up 2 potatoes. I'm going to leave the peeling on, and I drizzle it with just a little bit of this olive oil. And then for seasonings, I'm just using this steak and shake seasoning, and I just stirred that around to make sure that everything is coated good. And I'm going to dump that into my air fryer, and that is not dirt, guys. I just washed this yesterday, and apparently that's the paint peeling off, because when I go to try to scratch it off, nothing comes up. I don't know how I done that, but I've noticed here lately that things have been sticking to it, so that's unfortunate. But anyways, I'm going to cook this at 400 degrees for, I'm guessing, about 30 minutes, and I'll toss it a couple of times, and I will be back to show you the finished product. So this is what I was talking about when I said that things are starting to stick to my basket. This is kind of a mess. After doing some research, I think the problem is I was using a Pam spray. It was the Pam olive oil spray, and apparently the aerosol cans are bad for the non-stick surface on the basket. So I think what I'm going to do is invest in one of those oil mister spray bottles and just pour my own olive oil into it to not do any more damage to my basket. And if any of you guys have had the same problem, let me know in the comments below, because I love my air fryer and I want to make this thing last as long as it can. I've not even had this thing a year. I got it for Valentine's Day last year, so almost a year. But yeah, just let me know if this has happened to you guys. Those potatoes are so easy to make, and they are a great side with pretty much anything. I recently switched to this reduced sodium, reduced sugar ketchup, and I like it just the same. And then we had some breakfast sandwiches, so I'm using this Thomas brand light multigrain 100-calorie English muffins. And then I made some fried eggs to go on that, and I also put a sausage patty on there. So I'm using the maple flavored sausage by Great Value. I found those in the freezer section at Walmart. They're so good if you haven't tried them yet. And I also put a slice of cheese on there, and that was our easy Tuesday night dinner. Okay, so we're going to be trying some turkey spaghetti in the Instant Pot for the first time. So for the ingredients, I have some 93% lean ground turkey. I'm going to season that up with some kosher salt and onion powder, along with some minced garlic. And when that is fully cooked, I'm going to add in this whole jar of the tomato basil garlic sauce. And then I'm going to toss in some broken up whole wheat spaghetti, along with 2 cups of water. I will have this recipe linked in the description box, and I will let you guys know if we like it or not. This turned out so yummy. We all loved it, and I would definitely be making it again. I topped it with some fresh Parmesan cheese, and then we have a side salad. So I have spring mix, cucumber, tomato, broccoli, and some of this cucumber ranch yogurt dressing that I honestly don't care for. I do like the regular ranch in that brand, but just trying to get rid of this one. But yeah, that was dinner for Wednesday. On Thursday, I tried another new recipe called the Cowboys Meal. It was recommended to me over on Instagram by Ashley, so thank you again for the share. We loved it. I served mine in a bowl with some tomatoes, cheese, plain Greek yogurt, and some parsley sprinkled on top. But now I'm going to show you how I put it together. So I started off by browning up 1 pound of lean ground beef. I did drain off the excess grease that it put out, and then I just put a bunch of seasonings on it. So we have some kosher salt, onion, garlic, and chili powder, also some cumin, oregano, paprika, and cayenne pepper. And I will have this exact recipe linked in the description box as always. So I just got all of those spices incorporated, and then I added in a whole 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, mix that together good, and then I'm going to be removing that to a separate plate, wiping down my skillet, and adding in 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Into that oil, I'm going to be adding in 6 cups of frozen Southern style hash browns. This is the kind that I bought, my tried and true, great value brand, love it. And then I seasoned up my potatoes with a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of kosher salt and plenty of black pepper. And I just cooked that until it was a little bit crispy and not frozen anymore. Once the potatoes were fully cooked, I added in a whole can of pinto beans that I rinsed and drained, and also a whole can of corn that I drained as well. And I just mixed all of that deliciousness together, and I threw in that meat mixture and just tossed everything together. This recipe made a ton, and you could do it like I did and just serve it in a bowl, or you could do tacos, quesadillas, burritos, or I think it would be really good as nachos as well. And the recipe that I'm going to attach in the description box has a calorie count for this, and also if you're doing Weight Watchers, it has the points for it. On Friday, I made a super easy dinner just using this pork tenderloin in the golden rotisserie flavor. If you haven't tried this particular one before, you have to try it. It is so flavorful and tender. I just followed the directions on the back and I baked it in the oven. So for my sides, I have some steamed broccoli that I sprinkled a little bit of cayenne pepper on top for a kick, and then a sweet potato with a little bit of cinnamon on top. For Saturday night's dinner, I have tried another new recipe for the Southwestern quinoa. This is actually Taylor Elmore's recipe. She's made a whole video on it, so I will have that linked in the description box. This was my first time ever cooking with quinoa, and I just gave it a little taste test, and it is so, so good. What I'm going to do with it is I am going to turn this into some quesadillas. Top these with some plain Greek yogurt and some avocado slices. I sprinkled that with a little bit of salt and pepper. The only thing that I did different from her recipe is I left out the peppers and onions, but like I said, I will have a link to her video in the description box, and you know, just make it the way that you and your family like it. So I am going to go dig in. Tonight for dinner, I have made some Olive Garden chicken. So I have a whole recipe video on how I do this, but instead of baking it in the oven, I wanted to do it in the crock pot this time. So all I did was throw in my raw chicken breast to the crock pot, and then I poured some of this Olive Garden Italian dressing over the top, no certain amount, just until it covered it. And then I sprinkled a little bit of Parmesan cheese over each of the chicken breasts, and I cooked that on high for 2 hours. So that's what that looks like. This stuff is so flavorful. We love it. It's been a while since I've made it. And for the sides, we have some green beans and some brown rice that I cooked in some vegetable broth. And that is our dinner for Sunday. So that wraps up this week. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video and got plenty of inspiration. Don't forget to go check out Jennifer and Missy's What's for Dinner video. It will be linked in my description box. If you are over here from their channel, hello and welcome. I really hope that you will stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.